Every business has a story, but there's one question every business should answer. Why should I choose you? Real businesses, real answers. Why should I choose you? A multimedia podcast series to help business focus in on the value they bring to their communities.
Hey, good afternoon. This is another episode of Why Should I Choose You? And today we've got a very special guest, Mikey Mash Mazzarelli. Did I say that right, Mike?
That was pretty good.
All right.
Mazzarelli.
Yes, and he today is actually releasing a song called Union Man, which is all original creation, lyrics, instruments, and tell us a little bit about that, Mikey.
Mike, I appreciate you coming today and doing this very special song. It was written back in the early 2000s, and it wasn't until now that I released it. And although it was prevalent at the time I wrote it, it's even more prevalent now. And what the song is about in Union Man. My wife and I, we had two young children. We had just moved from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania to North Carolina, and with a company, a consulting firm. And shortly after moving there, the company had a change in directions. They got through of middle management, and I was one of the people that lost my job. So for the first time in my life, I was in a new state, new town, knew nobody, wife, two children, bills, and out of work. So my wife encouraged me to go file for unemployment, which I was too proud to do. Always been a hard worker. I grew up, you work, you make your way, you pay your bills, be responsible. And several weeks went by. I was getting no responses to, resumes. And she said, that is why unemployment's there. You really need to go down and file for unemployment. So, swallowed my pride, went to the unemployment office, and as I was standing there, interestingly enough, a guy, he looks at me and he said, "Well, you don't seem too bothered by all of this." And I said, "Well, I'm not." And as I continued to stand in line, there was a lady complaining about the unions, that the unions don't do this, the unions didn't do that, and yada, yada. And in a sarcastic way, I looked at her and I said, "Well, maybe you didn't join the right union." And she says, "Well, what union might that be?" And I said, "The Union of Christ." Mm-hmm. And she just looked at me, turned her head, and things kind of got quiet. And so I got through my process, and I went and I got in my car and headed home, and the bomb went off, and it said, there is a song in that whole scenario. It just what went on. And I've been playing and writing music since I was a young child. And I got home, I pulled out my guitar, and literally about 25 minutes later, I had written musically, lyrically, Union Man. It was, and I've listened to different artists talk over the years about songs that they've written, and the better the song, the quicker it comes. It just comes. Yeah. And Union Man, it was there. And, it sat on the shelf all these years, and, recently finished. We just did the video, and, it's time to get it out there.
So listening to the song, being faith-based, me being a musician, and I love writing faith-based music, which most people don't even know it's faith-based because it's a little heavier. And so was yours. Listening to it was just that raw rock and roll sound. So mm-hmm. Tell me about the equipment and what was the choice? What brought you to go in that direction, and all the instruments that you played, and what influenced that, and what type of instrument was it, or brand, if you're okay sharing that?
Yeah, sure. Well, the song was one about despair, but yet the person that the song was about was a very upbeat, positive person. So I didn't want to make it too happy of a feel-good song. So I felt I needed something that was not distorted, but kind of raw. And so I did the vocals on it. I played the guitar and the bass guitar. And I had access to, I was involved with a chain of music equipment stores and had access to just about every guitar, amplifier, bass guitar that you could possibly imagine. Mm-hmm. And I was going through all the different amps and pickup configurations trying to find that tone, and it just, nothing fit. And then literally I said to a friend of mine, I said, you know what, let's try a Marshall. So yeah, and Marshall's typically known for Kiss, rock and roll, heavy. So I ran a Telecaster through a JCM 2000 Marshall, and it was just like instant. That's what I was looking for. Mm-hmm. So it's and then the bass that I played was an Ibanez 5-string bass. So I wanted that low B sound to get a little more thud to it, and it just sometimes when things are meant to be, it just all comes together. And a couple friends that were in the music business are like, "Oh, you need to refine the sound and make it cleaner." And I'm like, "No, that's the point. That the music fits the song." Yeah. And recently, some of the people that have heard it is like, "Oh, absolutely, it's very unique. It's different, than what's out there." And that's what I was trying to accomplish with it.
I love it. I love it. And this is a unique episode of Why Should I Choose You? Because typically we're asking the business owners, why should we choose their services? But today we are focusing on influence and in our community as well. So why? Why would I choose that song, or you, Mikey, to hear what you're bringing to this audience? Why would they want to tune in? And you shared a lot already about your passion and about how it could be helpful to the audience. But maybe there's a why, a burning why that is burning in you that you want to share before we wrap this up.
Well, the chorus of the song, it says, "I'm in the union, man, the union of Christ, the Holy Spirit, Father, Son, on one knee, and we're meeting tonight." Whether you're in good times or bad, unemployment or the best job of your life, you should, if you're a person of faith, even if you're on that edge of trying to decide if you want to be a person of faith, this song should speak to you, because it's not necessarily about all the verses, but the chorus. Get down on your knees every morning, every night, have your union meeting with the Father, Son, the Holy Spirit, the union of Christ, and be positive. And in my life and in my years, I've never seen anything more powerful than a positive attitude and a positive outlook. Mm-hmm. And if you stay positive, it's just a matter of time. Things will work out. And positive people attract positive people, and somebody will come into your life, like when you had met Jay. Mm-hmm. It's serendipitous that things come about and it'll all work.
So I guess that would be a great takeaway that I've pulled out of this from meeting with you, and thank you, is we're all going through something one time or another. Either we're in the middle of it, getting out of it, or getting ready to go into it. So having a superpower or a song or a coach or someone to just cheer you on when you're feeling like you want to give up, you need that. And the music does that for me too, and so does art. So guys, check it out. Union Man, when you have an opportunity, you could go on YouTube and yeah, would you want to share the best way to get to this song? What would be the easiest way that the audience could hear this song?
If you want to hear Union Man and some of the other material, go to YouTube to Union Man Mikey.
Well, we so appreciate you and taking the time to share and open up to the audience about what you're doing with Union Man and just a little snapshot of who you are. We so appreciate you joining us again for another episode of Why Should I Choose You? Again, Mikey Mash
Mazzarelli.
I didn't want to mess it up, but beautiful last name, sounds great, great person, great little friend here, Miss Peanut. Miss Peanut. And listen, if you'd like to get on and check out Why Should I Choose You, you could check us out on YouTube, and we'll probably go ahead and post your song at some point, if that'll be okay.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Well, listen, again, have a great day. Call us if we could be of help to you and you'd like to go ahead and jump on and share a little more about your business or your influence. We'd love to speak with you. You can call us 843-997-0228. Have a great
Every
day.
business has a story, but there's one question every business should answer. Why should I choose you? Real businesses, real answers. Why should I choose you? A multimedia podcast series to help business focus in on the value they bring to their communities.